Hey, what's up everyone? Igor here from South Carolina. It's a beautiful Sunday here in South Carolina and I want to wish you a happy Sunday, every one of you. Today I want to talk about another topic I have in my mind and I call it balance versus harmony. What is better? Should we have both? How do we have them both if we want to have them both? And is it easy to balance things out, or is it better to live in harmony? Like all these questions I had in my mind back in the day when I was trying to strive for harmony and strive for the balance, and actually I was putting the most attention to is the balance, and I was trying to balance my life out. I was trying to keep everything in balance, and I'll tell you what, it did not do any good to me, and I was not that happy, and I was not in a harmony with myself, with my family, with my work, with anything what I have around myself. And I think one of the reasons, not the only one obviously, but one of the reasons is that I was striving too much for that balance kind of thing. You know this cliche sentence, work-life balance kind of thing. I don't like it. I don't like it so much you cannot even believe me. And I know like a lot of you would argue, but I'll let you know my point of view and what I learned from others as well, and see maybe you try to hear me out, try to hear out this perspective of looking at the balance, and see maybe you can improve quality of your life by maybe changing this belief about what the balance really is. So the balance is something which exhausts you, is something which is not sustainable, in my opinion. And I compare it with just such simple exercise. Try to stand up and lift one of your legs up and just stand on your one foot, right? And try to balance it out. You still can do it, but it's not that easy. And at some point you're getting tired and you want to just step on your two feet. But complicated exercise, because our life is not that easy, right? It's sometimes too complicated and we have a lot of different obstacles on our way. Put a little ball under your foot. How easy would you balance out yourself on that ball now? I would guess it will not be easy for you at all. It will be exhaustive. And if you would just still push yourself through, you will exhaust your muscle. You would have the muscle ache afterward, and on the second day, tomorrow, you might have even that physical fatigue, or maybe physical hangover, as I call it, your muscle being sore and things like that. With that, I just want to illustrate that I think the balance is something which wears us out. The balance is something which actually exhausts us, and it's not sustainable to keep the balance all the time. That's why I like this harmony better. I want to live and I want to be in harmony with myself, in harmony with my family, in harmony with my relationships, with harmony with my businesses and my companies I'm working for or I'm running. And the difference in between being in balance and being in harmony, in my opinion, is that in harmony you allow yourself to have a lot of things in disbalance. They're not that equal to each other, because balance, I think, it pushes us to think that things should be all equal. They have to equal themselves up. And usually we take a couple of things, we put them on weights and we just want to make sure we balance them out. The harmony, on the other hand, in my opinion, is something when we have a lot of different elements around our lives and we balance them out in some way, but they are not equal to each other. And that is a good thing, I think, because it makes us more flexible with our time allocation. And we're getting down to the point where I want to explain the harmony and how the harmony works for me with more kind of tangible examples. A more tangible example would be is to boil down the harmony into the time allocation, because I think it's all what matters. how much of the time you allocate and to and where you allocate that time, right? And that's how you create your harmony. So to be in a harmony with yourself, the harmony with others and your family, relationships, and everything what you do in your life, you have to be okay with your time allocation. And how would you be okay with your time allocation? Well, I use these two things which I allocate my time with. The first one is agreement, and second one is quality. I will explain. So what agreement means? Well, that means that I am trying to put myself in agreement with whoever or whatever I want to allocate the time from. Let's give you an example. Let's say I feel like I need to allocate a little bit more time to my business. Okay, so what would I do is I would just talk to my family. I would just talk to my wife, and I would agree with my family and my wife to allocate the time to that business or to that investment I'm about to take on. And usually that conversation ends up with me getting that time, not just because I sell good, but just because I align the time allocation with our common goals. And my family actually understands why do I want to allocate a little bit more time to that thing right now, what I'm doing. Because they also see the benefits of that in the future. And as those goals were built by ourselves, and they also were in it, they feel like it's their decision as well. And by allowing me to allocate the time to my business, they actually are being on board. And because of that, we would not have the conflicts, we would not have arguments with each other down the line. So that's why I think agreement is very important. You have to agree on something with all the parties involved. And if you have this agreement, I think then you understand each other better, and you should not balance out things, and you're being in that harmony. You're allocating more time to your work at the moment, a little bit less time to your family at the moment, but everyone is in understanding why are you doing that. That would be also good, obviously, to come up with a little timeline and make sure you know how much of that time allocation advantage would you use, down the line, and how much time your family will need to adjust to, right? That is very important. And the second thing what I told you is the quality, and this is super important, right? One is the agreement, right? Okay, we all understand and we agree why we allocate time with the way we allocate it. Another, the party who gets a little bit less time might get a little jealous. To make sure it's not getting jealous, we have to put 100% of our time we spend with them, 100% as the quality time, meaning we have to bring the quality. I will explain. Let's say we spend a little bit less time with our family just because of our business, right? And kind of from one perspective says that we're doing something bad. Well, let's take a family where someone allocates their time, like 50% of their time to the family. But we should ask ourselves the question, how do they allocate their time, right? If the family just lies on their couch and watches TV and not paying attention to their kids, and parents just, tossing around with each other and drinking maybe some wine, not paying attention to their kids, is that quality time? That's what you call the quality time? Well, maybe. On the other hand, different family would allocate a little less time for the family itself, but at the same time, when they do, they are fully engaged. They bring this quality to the table. They teach their kids things. They take them on trips. They spend a lot. I'm sorry, my phone just fell down. They spend quality time with each other. And as the outcome, who gets more? That previous family I was talking about, or that family who really present during that time they spend with each other? So with the quality, you can balance out that inequality with the time allocation. I don't know if that's a simple way to understand that. Hopefully it is. Okay, so just to conclude this video, I don't know if it was helpful to you guys, but this is what my experience shows about balance and about the harmony. I choose in my life to be in a harmony, and I choose in my life to make those agreements. And I choose in my life to allocate my time to the things which are important at the moment. And I choose in my life to switch them over from time to time, depending where should I allocate more time. But when I do that, I want to make sure I have an agreement with all parties involved. And as soon as I allocate this time, I am all in. I'm allocating the time and I'm all present there, and I do as much as I can to get the most efficiency out of that time allocation as possibly as I can. Whether it's my family, whether it's my business, whether it's my health, whether it's my wealth, whether it's my happiness. I hope it helps you out somehow. The ones who've been in a balance all the time and trying to be in balance and thinking it tires you up, it wears you up, I think you are right. And I think the answer to it is a harmony, is an agreement with yourself, is an agreement with others, and quality. You put your time in something with. All right, happy Sunday, guys. Hope it was helpful, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.